Here's a quick tutorial on how to make iPhone videos look just a little bit better. Now you might not have a setup like this, but that's okay. Not all of us have random photo studio equipment lying around our houses, but we can do stuff to make it look like this. Now you might notice that the sound isn't as good and the lighting's not as good, but the little setup I have is just helping that bit. Now if I had no setup at all, this is more what it would look like. It'd be a bit more like this, and it's really important. Sound is the most important thing. I'll switch the sound back on. Sound is the most important thing. As long as you've got good quality sound, a lot of other stuff is forgivable. So let's have a look at some of the best ways we can do that. The first thing you'll need is something to put your iPhone on. Now, it can be anything. You just want to be able to actually see what it's shooting so you can get someone to check that your shot's okay. What I did was I grabbed an old Jats box, grabbed a knife, and then cut 2 holes in it just to create a groove for my phone to sit in. Nice and easy, and you can use a whole bunch of different things to achieve that result. The next thing I had to do was find a location. So finding a good location is really important, thinking about lighting and thinking about distance and spacing. You want to make sure you're not sitting up against a wall, so you might have to rearrange your lounge room. You can also add things in the background that are a point of interest, like a light, or even just outside. Also, be sure to place your camera around head height. You don't want your camera looking down at you or looking up at you, because then you'll look kind of weird. It's really important when you're thinking about lighting to remember that we're trying to light our subject above everything else in the shot. Now you can use a lamp or even a white wall or the sun shining in the window to create some good lighting effects. Natural light usually looks really good. You can also use the AE lock feature on your phone, which actually locks the focus and the lighting so that it doesn't change or go out of focus if you happen to move. That's a great thing to remember. More isn't always better because you don't want shadows being cast everywhere. And remember that different lights can sometimes have different color tones, and so you don't want different colors going on either. That will also look bad. The next thing is sound. Sound is really important, and it's really important that you get a microphone as close to you as possible. One great way to do this is using an iPhone. Simply open up the Voice Memos app in your iPhone. If you can't find it, just type voice and it'll pop up. Then all you have to do is start a new recording and place that second iPhone as close to you as possible. This is the sound from the iPhone where it's sitting. And this is the sound from the iPhone sitting next to me. The closer you can get your mic to your mouth, the better. So if you have a top pocket, you can put it in there, but make sure you don't get any ruffling of the microphone because that doesn't sound good. So as close as you possibly can. Obviously, once you've finished recording, you'll have 2 separate files, an audio file and a video file, but it's really easy to stitch those together later in the editing process. But in the end, we're not making films, we're just trying to make our iPhones look a little bit better. Special thanks to Phoebe for modeling in this video and helping me film.
But you gotta remember that we're in a pandemic and sometimes you don't have a choice.